Vorkath, the undead dragon of Unjail. Or Ungale? Not sure. And a money machine. It drops 6 items per kill with a guaranteed 50k in bones and d'hide. 2 rolls on the loot table, averaging 185k per kill according to the wiki. It sounds like a fantastic moneymaker for old school, but is it viable for mid to late game players? My mission today is to land on the beaches of Unjail, storm the Dragon's Lair and escape with untold riches. And do it in as achievable gear as possible to see how realistic it is for you to grind this boss and boost your bank. A lot of you said my Zora guide wasn't realistic for the mid-game player, so this time I'm going to do things a bit differently. In that video, I used a shadow, but in this one, I'm going to check out how good Vorkath is for a real average RuneScape player in relatively low budget gear that most mid to late players can achieve. I'm committing to 500 kills, which will get my overall KC to 1000, and we'll answer questions like what kill times are we getting, how much money we'll earn, and whether you as a mid to late game player can farm from Vorkath for GP. Or maybe it'll be trash, I'll die a lot, and be out of several death costs and a whole lot of my time. Now, as you all rightly mentioned, I have a lot of money, so whilst I am happy that I'll be earning a lot of money, my main goal is the pet, the Vorky. My menagerie is empty without him. The gear you'll need to follow along will be full void. Now please try and get elite, it is such a useful tool, it's completely free and you actually earn money on the way at pest control. I'm using a regular old anti-dragonfire shield, this bitch is free in Lumbridge. I'm using God d'hide boots. I use Zami for God Wars, but Guthix is the exact same and only costs 300k. The Salvami EI, it's a bit of Nightmare Zone and you're boosting your damage by like 20% or whatever it is. I did use the Quiver, but it's not a huge upgrade from the Assembler, it's just like +1 range strength or +2 for lower Ava's devices. Just use your best Ava's device. The dual use of Ruby Dragon Bolts and Diamond Dragon Bolts, we will go over this later. An Archer's Ring comes in at 2 mil, but you can also just use a free prayer ring like the Explorer's Ring. And finally, the controversial decision, the Dragon Hunter Crossbow. I'm also going to bring a Slayer Staff and Crumble Undead, we'll get to that later. Now, let me explain why I'm recommending a 50 mil weapon for mid-game players. If you are deciding to grind Vorkath for GP, this is the single most important piece of gear you can get. If you just need a few mil to afford your Blood Moon set, ignore this. Kill Vorkath with a Dragon Crossbow, it's like 1 mil, you'll do fine. If you want to make money, you need to get KC. And to get KC as a mid-game player, this is the most important piece of equipment. Finally, your inventory. You'll need the aforementioned Slayer Staff. This is to counter a special attack Vorkath has, we will go through this in a moment. You'll also need Diamond Bolts and Ruby Bolts. For most of the fight you'll equip the Ruby Bolts because the spec will deal a flat 100 damage, which is an insane boost in the fight. But since the damage Ruby Bolts does is based on current health, when Vorkath hits roughly 300 HP you'll want to swap to your Diamond Bolts. The spec for these pierces armor, so it's better DPS overall. You'll need 6 potions, an extended anti-fire which will combine with your shield to make you completely immune to Dragonfire. An anti-venom will counteract Vorkath's venom attack. A divine super range potion means you're keeping your DPS as high as possible. And 3 prayer potions so you can camp the best range prayer you have and protect from range. I also bring runes for Home Teleport, Crumble Undead and High Alchemy as well, and Fremi Boots for the TP, but you'll need to figure out your best teleport method if you don't have these. I think the usual way is like a Lunar Isle teleport, and then you can get kicked off the island, which will take you straight to the center of Fremi. Finally, the rest I just fill with sharks because it is a high damage encounter. Now, the fight itself isn't particularly difficult. The biggest challenge you'll face is learning how to not panic when you're faced with needing to do several things very quickly. You'll get launched into the fight really simply. You stand there and attack. Vorkath lies there and attacks. Oh, a range hit. Oh, a mage hit. Oh, you take my prayer off. Wait, what's this acid? Why am I taking damage every second? Oh my god, why am I taking 40s? And then you'll panic click, you'll lose control of your character's movement. Maybe your prayer drains to 0, one last attack finish you off, and it's over. You're back in Lumbridge. Let's slow things down and take them one by one. Vorkath will do 6 attacks and on the 7th will be a special. For the regular attack, things are easy. The blue ball is magic, which is the only thing that can hit you. The grey spike is range, which you'll be praying for the whole fight. The red fire is dragon fire, which you're protected from. The pink fire turns your prayer off, which will counter by using quick prayers. And the green fire is venom, which you'll bring an anti-venom for. Everything changes with the special attacks. If he sends a white fireball at you, it will freeze you. The best course of action now is to just click the ground so you don't attack Vorkath. Then, swap to the Slayer Staff, cast Crumble Undead on the spawn, and if you're wearing my gear, you will one-hit it. Swap back to your crossbow, and then wait a few ticks because Vorkath is invulnerable until the tick the spawn does its death animation, and then just click boss. That's the easy special though. The trouble comes if Vorkath spits acid around the arena, and I can guarantee you the first time you deal with this, you will die, let's just accept it. But be proud of yourself if you didn't. The best thing to do is to keep track of how many attacks Vorkath has done and be prepared for the special coming on the 7th. If he raises his head and throw acid around the arena, then you can immediately walk back one tile to the line of tiles where you climbed in. Vorkath then starts to launch fireballs once per tick during this special. You can see here in my B-roll, I actually missed the first tick and just took a fat 30 onto my head. So you need to be moving at all times. If you stay still for one tick, he can hit over a 40. So, you'll step back one tile when he spits the acid out, then you'll walk side to side for the whole phase. If you click quite far away, you'll just keep moving every tick, but make sure there's no acid in the way of your movement, and then click to walk away before you stop moving, so you're continuously moving every tick. This lasts a while, and the main danger comes from panicking. And that's mostly the fight. Keep damaging him, be aware of his acid phase and heal when you get low. His regular attacks can hit just over 30, so don't chance it. If you're below 40, just heal up. Get him down to 0 and you'll be golden. Oh my god, the bomb. Let's not forget the bomb. Vorkath is actually coded to connect to your webcam, and when you move your eyes from the screen for even 100th of a second, he's going to hit you with that bomb. The bomb can hit like 120, so if you're late, you just need to accept death. It hits on a 3x3 centered around the tile you were standing on when he launched at you, so you need to just move 2 tiles away. It's easy in theory, but it's really hard when you've taken your hand off the keyboard for 2 minutes because you're eating your sandwich at work on your lunch break and you're just wanting to get some quick kills. It's so sad. As you can see, the fight here is way more of a mental one than a mechanical one. This is about staying concentrated, not panicking, and keeping your character's movement under control. Now we know how to kill Vorkath, it's time to just do it. Let's enter the room, and almost as soon as it begins, you'll see you have 500 KC. It's easy as that. Let's do this. Yeah, we can do this. I know I'm going to die to these bombs a lot though. I've got the kills down and decent times. I'm getting actually like 2 minutes per kill, which I wasn't really expecting. I think having 99 range is boosting this a lot though. So if you're like 80 to 85, I reckon 3-minute kills are what you'll be expecting. I'm struggling so much with inventory space though. It's fine if I only get like 2 or 3 kills. But a 5-kill trip, I'm leaving like 30k on the floor. And it's not much in the grand scheme of things, but it does add up if you're trying to make money. I need to figure out how I'm going to handle this. It is time for the loot tab check-in. We're about 100 kills deep, so I'm hoping I can just 5x this and that'll be my total for the grind, but looks like we're currently clocking in at... Whoa, 20 mil. Was not expecting to be that big. I don't know how far in the video these 2 clips will be, but I think I figured out what I'm going to do about the inventory space issue. I think after about 3 kills, I'm filling up spots in my inventory and I have to commit to either dropping sharks or leaving blue d'hide behind. If you don't mind leaving this behind, do more kills per trip, but from now on, I think I'm going to hit 3 kills a trip and just leave, so I'm not leaving anything behind, because if your bank isn't that huge, you're not going to be in the mindset of being willing to leave that much money on the floor. Sometimes I am still dropping sharks on the floor, but I don't think I can quite drop it to 2 kills a trip. It'd just take forever that time, so if I'm finishing a trip with some food left, that means I can bring less food next time. I'll try only bringing maybe 10 sharks for the next few trips and see if I'm running out or if I'm managing to get 3 kills every time. My biggest issue right now is just how boring it is because of the bomb. You can't take your eyes off the boss, but it's not a very engaging fight otherwise. I think there's probably going to be a few more deaths on this journey, to be honest, just from losing attention and getting hit by that bomb. Yeah, how dare I change which YouTube video I'm watching. Alright, halfway there, and as you can just see, I've hit 250kc since starting. I'm just over 750 total. You'd think, knowing that most of the work is over, I'd probably be feeling good or relieved, but I just don't. It's so daunting, the idea that I have to do even more. I know this won't apply to everyone, but I just find this boss so hard to grind, because it's just so boring and unengaging, but you have to focus so much. And seeing the KC tick up so slowly is also a bit of an issue. I'm really struggling with motivation, but the kills are fine. I don't die very often, and when I do, it's because I'm looking away and he throws a bomb. It's really boring, it's unengaging. I have to properly concentrate or else I'll just get like punished. Getting to that 1000 KC is going to be an absolute slog, but what can you do? It's got to be done. I think looking at the bank and seeing that loot tab go up is like the only thing I can do to try and motivate me, so here's my loot tab. I'm really glad I haven't sold anything yet, because seeing that like total value of this tab go up and up and up is the only motivation I'm getting. But we're halfway there. We've got like nearly 30 mil, which is lovely to see, and let's just keep on going.
Time will only tell. You can try me if you want. Like it get real crazy. You can try me if you want. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon.
Oh no, all this work and this is the unique I get. Oh, it's so rare, but it's so useless. One of the bigger issues with Vorkath is that there just isn't a fun drop to get. Like, yeah, there's the 2 Dragonfire Shield items, but because they're so incredibly rare, it's not really feasible to expect to get it. Unless you're a clogger and you have to do like 10,000 kills, but it means there's like no great adrenaline rush when you're doing the boss. You saw me build that music up and you know how I'm leading you to believe there's a drop coming up, but like, listen, it's Vorkath. There just isn't a big drop. You do this boss because every kill's like 200k, not because it has uniques. There is a bigger reason why I'm doing this though, than just the kill count or the money. My house is so lifeless. My garden, it's so empty. I want to come home to be bustling with energy. I want pee in my corner where Krill won't use his litter box. I want occasional scraps between Bloodhound and my Rocky, but it could be a beautiful house flowing with life and nature. I do have to earn that though. Nothing in this game is more of a test of your desire than the full set of pets. There are no cheap tricks. You can't buy them. You can't cut corners. I need to go out there and do those bosses again and again and again. No matter how much I hate it, or how boring I find it, I just have to stay here until I get the goal. I have to camp Vorkath until I have that stupid little baby dragon sniffing through the grass in my garden, or we here, 800kc, the grind never stops. We here, 900kc, the grind never stops. Okay, the grind does pause while I make all these elite clues into master caskets, but you know, we can do the big opening when we get 100kc, 1000kc, sorry, because the Bloodhound is obviously on the radar. When I started doing these masters, it was quite difficult, but the more masters you do, the more you understand how to get to each spot, how to get to all the NPCs quickly, and then I also have a tab in my bank which I can add the master items to when I get a new one, you know, where I have to like equip a Zamorak full helm and a shadow sword and dig outside Krill or whatever. You can see here, it's going up to like 100 mil. So I've absolutely spent more than I've earned doing these, but that cost is static. I can obviously sell these back at just a tax loss. If I'm desperate for cash, I can always just sell and rebuy when needed. I'm not fussy. Oh, nearly there. Oh, so close. One more kill to go. Please, Saradomin, Gothic, Zamorak, whoever, let this be the pet drop. I made it all this way.
Cold summer, ice in my veins, but you know I'm about to warm up. Yeah, it's been a cold summer. Ice in my veins, but you know I'm about to warm up.
Time will only tell. You can try me if you want. Like it get real crazy. You can try me if you want. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon.
Oh my god, no way. Oh my god, it's Vorkath. Get in my garden, you little goblin. Oh my god, I love you so much. I do have a secret for you all, guys. I didn't get Vorkath on KC 100. I actually wasn't recording when I got the Vorkath drop, and I got him right at the start of the journey. But I knew I had to do the whole thing for the video. I'm sorry if it was a bit misleading. I didn't actually get it on 1000 KC, but I thought it'd be funny for the video. It's time for what you're all here for. I know I was here for the pet, but you guys wanted to know what to be expected from 500-ish kills at Vorkath with mid-game gear. Well, I would say average kill time, probably 1 minute, 50 seconds, but then again, that is at 99 range. If you match this gear minus the quiver, but had 85 range, you're probably looking at like 3-minute kills, because pure levels are the best unlock you can get. But as for the raw cash, I have made roughly 65, 70 mil. I'm pretty happy with it. It was a long journey, but I had to get Vorkath. There was no other way about it. I'm a pet hunter. I had to get Vorkath. And then, of course, you have to add in the 14 master caskets that I got throughout this journey, which is really high, but I did get some elites while I was getting the hards at Seracnus, because obviously you have to trade in all 4 of them for a master, so I would get my hards at Seracnus. Anyway, I am not doing this live. I jumped on Discord with my friends, because obviously 14 caskets, I'm definitely getting a 3rd age piece, right? And you can see, it didn't do too bad. It wasn't amazing, but we did get a nice new clog slot, and it was a couple mil, so we loved that. And yeah, so add that to the total. I think I made, including cash as well, because I alped a lot more as well, like a lot of the dragon and rune. Probably ended up getting a solid 100 mil from this journey. You're asking, what's next? Well, we go from a deeply unengaging boss. I need a little excitement, so maybe I'll take on the Nightmare?